Welcome in, everyone. We have some major news out of Russia as its nuke forces are scrambling for massive war drills, and a massive missile has been test fired, a missile with the range to hit the United States of America and wipe out and obliterate targets across the world. This comes as there are major tensions with the United States of America and Russia, and the proposed peace summit between President Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin has been called off. It will not happen. The Russians are now putting on a show of force in an attempt to remind the world of their nuclear capabilities. And we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you the video. I'm going to break down exactly what is happening. Before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge boost to the channel. Comment with your thoughts below. How do you want to see Russia handled? How do you want to see this unfold? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that notifications bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a single thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. If you have any tips or stories you want me to look into, feel free to reach out. Some of you guys have been incredible sending me information. So thank you very much. Now let's get into it. We are, I don't want to say on the brink, but we are very close to the situation in Europe and the situation between the United States and Russia getting incredibly nasty and getting incredibly dirty, as multiple different things have happened over the course of the past several weeks. Everyone wanted a peace plan. We thought maybe peace would be possible. We thought maybe a deal could be reached. That didn't happen. President Trump then floated, well, I want to try to meet with Putin again after meeting with Zelensky. Let's try to hammer this out. That then fell apart. Then 8 Russian spies were captured in NATO territory in Poland, planning a massive bombing plot that would have shocked the civilian population. It was meant to sabotage NATO countries. They have been captured. They are now in Polish custody and will certainly be interrogated. And if those Russian spies know what is good for them, they will hand over as much information as they can and reach some kind of deal to probably come be, live in the West under witness protection. Well, Russia is now attempting to flex its muscles. I'm going to put this on the screen for you all. So this comes from the Associated Press. It says Putin directs drills of Russian nuclear forces as his summit with Trump is put on hold. It says Russian President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday directed drills of the country's strategic nuclear forces that featured similar missile launches, an exercise that came as his planned summit on Ukraine with President Donald Trump was put on hold. The Kremlin said that as part of the maneuvers involving all parts of Moscow's nuclear triad, a Yars intercontinental ballistic missile was test fired from the Plasetic launch facility in northwestern Russia, and a Siniva ICBM was launched by a submarine in the Barents Sea. The drills also involved Tu-95 strategic bombers firing long-range cruise missiles. The exercise tested the skills of the command structures, the Kremlin said in a statement. The chief of the military's general staff, General Valery Gerasimov, reported to Putin via a video link that the drills were intended to practice procedures for authorizing the use of nuclear weapons. Putin, sitting alone at a round white table, faced big screens showing Gerasimov and Defense Minister Andrei Bulazov. I mean, I got to say again, Russian names are kind of cool. I'm not endorsing them, but Russian names are kind of cool. All 3 men would be involved in launching nuclear weapons in the case of a conflict. So right now, the Russians are going through a massive war exercise, simulating a war where nukes were actually going to be fired, simulating a war where they were going to, they go to launch authority, they go to fire their nukes, they want to make sure their nukes work, but this is really being done to scare the West. This is being done in order to terrify the United States of America, intimidate the United States of America, and, try to put the screws to the U.S., and that includes the firing of this massive missile here, which I'm going to put on the screen for you all. Let's make sure it's working. This right here is the Yars missile with a range of 11,000 kilometers. It is a thermonuclear weapon. I'm going to show you some more details here shortly, but let's watch the missile. So So you can see right here, the launcher is going up. Launch being initiated, missile in the air. This is one of the most powerful weapons on the face of the earth. I mean, it's incredible. So here it comes again. This just about anywhere in the continental United States or anywhere in the world, depending on where it's launched, and obviously hit all of Europe. So we have some more details here. I'm going to share this. It says the RS-24 Yars, also known as the Topol MR, NATO reporting name SS-29 or SS-27 Mod 2, is a Russian MIRV that stands for Multiple Independent Reentry Vehicles, equipped thermonuclear armed intercontinental ballistic missile, first tested on May 29, 2007, after a secret military R&D project. It is essentially the same missile as the Topol M, except the payload bus has been modified to carry multiple independent targetable warheads. Each missile is thought to carry up to 4 warheads, although there's uncertainty about the maximum capacity. So when you look around here, it went into service in 2010, used by Russian strategic missile troops. Designer, Moscow Institute of Thermal Technology. It is almost 50,000 kilograms. It has an operational range of 6,800 miles or 11,000 kilometers. It hits Mach 25, and its accuracy was within 100 meters. So I think this is another launch video. That might actually be. That's actually the same one they just showed. I wonder if there's. So this would be a vehicle that would fire that missile that they have just tested. And then let me put this up on the screen for you. This is coming again with the backdrop of the Budapest summit between U.S. President Donald J. Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin has been indefinitely postponed after a planning call yesterday between Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The call, which was meant to gauge a potential softening in the Russian position regarding ending their invasion of Ukraine, reportedly did not go well, with officials stating that Rubio saw no change in Russia's maximalist position regarding negotiations, that is expected to recommend that next week's meeting between himself and Lavrov not move forward. So the meeting with Putin and President Trump is off. The meeting between Rubio and Lavrov is off. None of that is happening. And while I don't know why it didn't just put me in the full screen, a little weird. While that is all happening, we have diplomacy is failing. Russian saboteurs and spies have been captured in NATO territory. We have the Russians going through massive nuke war exercises, firing missiles, firing cruise missiles. They are ramping up the rhetoric. They're ramping up their war games. And I hate to say it because I take no joy in saying it. It seems like we are headed in a very, very bad direction. Historically, Russia does this either right before they're going to launch an invasion. Let's go back to the invasion of Ukraine. What was the invasion of Ukraine disguised as? A massive war exercise. It was disguised as a military drill. And then when the time came, the military drill that they were doing ended and they crossed the border into Ukraine. We have seen the Russians do this over and over again throughout time when they want to launch military exercises, whether it be in Georgia. They did similar, not really war exercise, but similar stunts and antics before they invaded Afghanistan. This is right out of the Russian playbook. This is who they are. But here's what I would say. We got nukes too. And I don't ever want to see a nuke fired. I don't ever want to see a nuke get fired at all. But if Russia believes that they can fire a bunch of nukes and give us terrify us, if you will, intimidate us, we got nukes too. We got nukes on submarines. We got nukes on planes. We got nukes in missile silos. And our missiles can go anywhere we want in the world. And our missiles are more accurate and more powerful than what Russia has. Most of Russia's nuke arsenal is tactical nukes. That's what they rely on. Now, they have the big boy ICBMs too. Make no mistake about it. But ours, we don't really need tactical nukes. we would never really use them. There'd be no use for them for the United States. We have oceans on both sides of the country, right? We're not going to get invaded. It'd be very hard to invade us, I should say. No country has the logistical pipelines to do it. We want our nukes to be able to punch out deep and hit people. So if Russia thinks they're going to intimidate the United States of America, they've got another thing coming. Yes, diplomacy has failed. The peace deal is off. We should give the cruise missiles to Ukraine at this point because we got to do something. What we're doing now is not working. Let's just be honest. It is not working. It's not stopping the Russians. The killing and dying continues. So I was kind of on the fence about the cruise missiles. Now I say we send them the cruise missiles. We got to do something to bring the Russians to the table to negotiate. But I want to know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this whole situation? How do you think it ends? What do you think about Russia's nuke drills? Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you nothing. Huge boost to the channel. Hit that bell. All notifications turn on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Send me any information you got. I'll see you all next time.